Yo, what's up everybody? It's Jayce here, and I'm doing yet another shoutcast of a high-level game. This time I joined a match with Doublelift in it, and this should be a pretty good one. We got a couple of people in here you may be aware of. He's going to be playing a game as Ezreal down in the bottom lane, being supported by a Sona. And looks like it should be a decent match. We've got Graves here, who seems to be a pretty good match against an Ezreal, but it is Doublelift's Ezreal, so it is going to be very interesting to watch that. But of course it is a solo queue game, so he is going to need the rest of his team to be able to cooperate with him to play very well. And as far as the rest of the game is concerned, we've got a Jayce up top who does not do so bad against a Shen, as you know, Shen generally is kind of an annoying person to lane against. But it's not just the lane that you have to be worried about with Shen, it's the fact that he can just teleport anywhere on the map and save someone on his team, making ganks very difficult. And looks like a little bit of an attempt to counter jungle was successful in terms of stealing that red buff, but that's going to put him in a bad situation if he cannot get away. And with Jayce coming down here to help out, it actually allows the Skarner to get first blood, but he is able to pick up the double buff from that. So as long as he doesn't go down from the Shen, which I don't think he will, he should be okay. But actually he's staying around a little bit too long, and now he's going to get caught by the Zyra. And I don't think he was expecting mid lane to follow up so soon, and that was just a big mistake on his part. He should have backed off as fast as possible to his lane. But I do see the allure in staying around trying to fight that Shen, as he would have probably won one-on-one if not for that Zyra coming in. And that's going to make it much more difficult for Judy here to actually lane against him, seeing as how she doesn't have anything other than, you know, some melee and a little bit of range poke with that Q, but has to last hit with that melee attack. And that red buff auto attack can make it a little bit difficult. And that's going to be a kill for Doublelift. Looks like their support was just being a little bit too crazy, and you know, there's too much damage between a Sona and an Ezreal that they can put out. Sona alone is a great harassing champion. She can lay out so much damage just as a support early on that it makes it really difficult. Well, difficult enough for the AD carry, but as a support who's even squishier, you have to really play yourself careful. You can't just run up in the front like that and take free poke. Looks like Crixusz here was running in to do some harass. Isn't that the name of the gladiator from that one show? Crixusz. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. He's that gladiator from, damn it, I can't remember the name of it, but I think you guys know what I'm talking about if you've seen it. Anyways, just an interesting thing that I noticed there. Let's take a look at Skarner. Is he going to be coming down for a gank? And he noticed his, I mean, obviously he doesn't have a blue buff because he had just gotten that earlier, and it's going to be down. So he may be coming in for a little bit of counter jungle. No, I guess he's just kind of running around looking for some opportunities. You noticed Judy was pretty low there. So he's just kind of hanging around in that area. Lanfear just going to take a snowball to the face here. Well, maybe not even that. I guess it seems like both junglers just kind of running around, showing their presence, but not making anything happen here so far. So kind of interesting to notice. And that's going to be Judy having to get out of there as fast as possible. Should be able to, let's see, can she buy her boots? I'm curious. That is probably what she's going to pick up. Yeah, she's got 831. She'll probably pick up some health potions and boots for the, you know, just the poking ability in the lane. And actually, she did not go back yet. So kind of hanging around a little bit longer, trying to get this wave since there is a cannon creep. Generally, you don't want to miss those. And it looks like Crixusz will stay around just a little bit longer to help out with the, you know, with acquiring that, so she doesn't exactly get completely dove and taken out there. As far as top lane is concerned, curious. Let's see, Jayce, how are you doing, buddy? He's got a Doran's blade. I'm guessing he's going to go for the standard 2 Dorans into a Phage. That's what I've always done on a Jayce as well, and it's pretty standard from what I've seen on other players doing the same. As far as farm is concerned, 27, 32, yeah, okay, they're pretty even so far. And I'd say that mostly you'll notice that Doublelift is completely dominating on this bottom lane. And oh my god, Miley taking so much damage from him that that's, I mean, just that one that one little burst took him down below half HP. He's gonna have to back off. Luckily, he's not going to be losing out on too many creeps, but at the same time, that's just going to allow Doublelift even more free farm in the lane. He's going to become so much stronger than him already. And with that kill that he's already picked up, I mean, it doesn't take much for Ezreal to start snowballing ahead of other AD carries. And that's one thing that makes Ezreal just so strong. And in all of these solo queue matches, you notice Ezreal being played all the time, is that he can snowball so easily. Just due to the fact that, I mean, he's one of the champions that can jump around and has a lot of actual casting abilities. Not to mention the fact that he can just auto-attack very strong with his attack speed boost. But think of him similar to Jayce, where Jayce is all about just casting abilities to do damage. Well, Ezreal has 3 different abilities that do damage, and his actual attack speed bonus is based on, well, just landing his abilities, and that's really all there is to it. So a lot of other champions just have abilities that don't do damage. So you think of it, Graves, he has a dash which gives him attack speed, but the dash doesn't actually do damage, whereas Ezreal has a blink, which is similar to a dash, but the blink actually does damage and gives him attack speed. So it's something to think about. So Hui down bottom does grab a kill with that gank attempt, and now with a teleport from Shen coming in, that's gonna, oh, actually Shen gets stopped on the teleport, so I'm guessing that the Jayce actually must have knocked him backwards and stopped that teleport from coming in. But either way, looks like blue team did come out on top of that so far. Did they actually, though? I don't know. I didn't notice. Did they kill Miley or Spot Shot? Well, anyways, looks like Sona did fall. Doublelift still alive here. He's able to continue farming pretty much unopposed, if you notice. He's already at 80 CS at just 9 minutes, so that is really not bad at all. It's you know, 10 away from being fairly perfect from the standards of the whole 10 per minute that they say you should try and strive for as you know, as the whole quote-unquote perfect number. Looks like this could be a death for the Jayce as well as the Shen. That was a fairly one-to-one trade, but overall Jayce is going to actually lose out on that one just because of the fact that he did lose that cannon creep and he has a few more minions there at his tower. So in the small of things, yes, Shen did win out on that trade. And with Shen's ultimate down for a while, they should have some time for a gank. It looks like Crixusz is going to be taking advantage of that. There are no wards here, so this so far is looking like an undetected gank, but they are going to need a Miley and Spot Shot to push that up for him to make this successful. And I think that it could work out in his favor. It looks like the creeps are going to be pushing, so let's wait a bit and just see if this works out or if it is a fail. And I think it's looking good. Looks like Hui's actually coming down for a gank as well. So this is going to be scary. Hui is a little bit more of a strong opponent, but with Hui back, oh no, actually did not back off. Looks like Spot Shot getting extremely low here. Will he fall? No, using his ultimate to stay alive. Doublelift going to sit there and do as much damage as possible, but now he's actually going to be changing his focus to Hui. He wants to pick up that red buff, and I think he can get it if he can land just one more, but Crixusz actually decides to clean up that kill. Looks like Doublelift wasn't going to be able to finish it off, so that was a smart little snowball to clean that up. But with Lanfear coming down here, he's going to actually grab that double buff if he can land an ability. And there's an auto attack. He just needs one more spell, and it looks like he is able to grab that double biff. And I suppose that with Doublelift coming up here, he probably tower dove that and picked that kill up, but also died in the meantime. But there is a double kill as the mid lane, Judy, rolls in there and follows his lane, which is smart. It just took him a little bit longer, but overall he came out on top with that one, as he does now have that double buff, and of course double kill for a very strong snowballing champion at that. And I'm curious to see, this is kind of where Katarina starts to pick up. Once you hit that level 11, you get a little bit stronger ultimate, you got a couple of items going, and you can really start roaming around, shoving down that lane with your Q and W. And so we should see a lot more roaming come in from Danny Judy, and a lot more damage whenever he does roam around at that. So we'll see if that starts to make a huge difference, or if Zyra has more impact on the game with her utility and being able to knock up and root people down and place down those annoying ass traps and all that sort of stuff. Derp here. Doesn't seem like he's doing so well. Jayce has knocked his health quite low and is shoving the lane in. So I imagine with that tower going down soon, that's going to allow Jayce to continue to shove in and start roaming around. If he so chooses to do that, he could run in there and pose a significant threat to mid lane if he decides to, or he can just keep on pushing. He really has a lot of options since his lanes seem to be doing fairly well at this point anyways. And you know, one thing I should have done, I haven't actually, is move these. Oh, it looks like Crixusz actually found him a pair of people to fight against, but they say, nah, I'm not really interested. They're just gonna back off, not take any damage from that. His ultimate will be down, but he should be okay. He's just gonna be, you know, probably just continue running around. He's got that oracles. He can try and remove any wards on the map, and it seems to me like he has pretty much done that. Actually, let me look upstairs. So they've got, actually they got about one ward. Yeah, he's gonna take that one down though, and well, I guess not. I suppose he didn't see it. But either way, he's gonna run around, try and remove those wards, make it a little bit easier for blue team to just have that element of surprise anytime they roam around on the map. And that is a really strong thing in these games, is just removing all types of ward coverage, and it's a lot stronger than you would think. So being able to see everything on the map that's going on makes it so, wow, okay, let me see that. I just totally missed a fight there. Well, let's see, it kind of like froze up on me, didn't it? It said, no sir, Kobe Cheese, you are not going to see this next fight. Oh, there we go. It actually paused itself. All right, so Danny Judy rolling up here. Let's see what exactly he does. Looks like he just literally jumps on top of her, does his ultimate, and continues rolling in there, even flashing out of her ulti to avoid getting knocked up in the turret range. And that is pretty strong, just as his double buff ends, actually. So that's kind of funny. And so very good play overall. Let me go ahead and continue with moving these around here. You got mid and top lane. Put the jungle on the bottom. All right, so there we are. We're all matched up properly. And now with Danny Judy in some big trouble. What are you doing? Okay, looks like he actually backed off in top lane now. Going to be jumped onto Derp. Is doing his best to stay alive, but with Jayce's amount of burst, there's no way he can handle that. And I mean, Jayce does so much burst damage once he has his abilities ready to go. That 20% of your max HP on your E, if he's got that max, which, let's see, he probably doesn't have it maxed yet if he does his Q. Like, he did actually max his Q for, or his E first, so yes, he's doing the full 20%. Generally when I play Jayce, I max out the Q. I think that's just a gameplay decision. But against a, oh my god, Doublelift getting completely destroyed down there. I'll finish my sentence later about that, but yes, he did get ganked by all three. And Danny Judy, as I was saying earlier, has that roaming potential, but with Shen coming down, that's going to take it a little bit, not in his favor. But wow, what a nice blink there to finish off a double kill. Does finally get shut down, of course, with so many bodies in play. And oh my god, Jrizzy getting caught there now by Lanfear is going to be another kill there for their mid lane. But luckily, that's going to be probably, I don't know, I want to say that was a better off for bottom lane since, or sorry, for blue team, seeing as how Danny Judy did pick up 2 kills there and allowed him to snowball even further with now 6-1. He has that Deathfire grasp that he just built up, and it's going to allow him to pick up a Negatron. Probably going to be going into, you know, just the standard. What the hell is the name of that item? Well, you know what I'm talking about. So Crixusz now in big trouble. Looks like he may have tried to come in there and make some plays, but with an Oracle's on top of his head, that was probably not the best choice. Seeing as how losing the Oracles is a really bad decision. I mean, yeah, why Nunu, why? It's just, he actually said that to himself. So overall, that was really bad. They got the dragon and they picked up the Oracles. that's actually terrible for blue team. And I think that, oh man, even Danny Judy almost made a terrible play there. He came around that corner, not noticing that they would be there. Onebadbrad here looks like he was coming in, and maybe that's what Danny Judy was hoping for, is he was going to come around, try and pincer them together with Brad, but wasn't expecting her to still be around that corner on that side. He actually almost stopped that Shen from going back. That would have been funny. Age of the Legion being picked up, so they do have a really strong team fight presence going on here. Once Shen groups up with them, it's going to be really difficult to kind of deal with those taunts as well as all of the zoning potential of the Zyra. So, you know, I have to say that even with Ezreal and Katarina being such snowball champions, they had the potential to really poke someone down and do a lot of team damage. They're gonna, oh my god, Lanfear just way out of position there. She was trying to farm those wraiths, but does get spotted and completely destroyed by blue team. So nice job picking up that and taking advantage of that mistake of her being there kind of all by herself. Hui now going to do his best to try and defend this turret, but it will be going down. There's nothing he can do to stop that from happening. They will slow him, do a little bit of poke. I doubt they actually take him down at this point, as he is quite tanky. Crixusz in big trouble, now going to be taking turret hits. Wow, that was a little bit of a bad play, but I think that Onebadbrad will be cleaning that up, so that's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Now having that double buff, Badbrad's going to be a really strong opponent in any of the upcoming fights, so they are going to have to be careful to deal with that. So now a 6-kill and 5-kill, really strong opponents here. They're going to need to be careful not to feed any more kills. They need to really group up, as I feel that red team does have that strong team fight advantage if they actually decide to take advantage of it. But anytime that blue team meets them in one-on-one or 2v2 situations, I feel like they have the stronger champions for those small skirmishes. Spotshot now actually in a bad position, getting kind of zoned out here. Their turret has no life left, and now they are going to be completely dove. What a whiffed ultimate by Jrizzy, but it's not going to matter as Spotshot and the Graves both go down. Miley completely destroyed with really no trade on poke there. And oh my god, looks like top lane is taken down as DURRHURRDERP almost dies, but with Lanfear coming in, he cleans that up against him. And so, wow, very close actually. I'm gonna have to take me a drink of water as I've been talking this whole time. So far, this has been a pretty interesting game. Lots of action happening all around the map. Blue team is up on the gold, despite red having grabbed that dragon from earlier. Let's see if Danny Judy can make a play here. Lanfear not able to land most of his abilities, but with Shen coming in here, that is going to be a scary taunt once he lands it. Oh, and a nice blink. Danny Judy outplaying that completely, just not even taking any damage at all from either of them. I guess, I mean, he did he land anything? I mean, yeah, she's at full health there, so completely juked and outplayed from that. So forcing out the ultimate from Shen was a very nice job indeed. And that's just one of the things you can do with such a jukey champion like Katarina. Very nice to see. Ward is going to spot her coming in, but looks like she's actually going to go back towards the middle lane, so not going to be going in for anything crazy there. 3 in the bottom lane, except for the fact that Crixusz is going back, so I was about to say they might be going in for, you know, some heavy pushing on bottom. Looks like a lot of red team is on their way, so they do need to be careful. Possibly not though. Okay, well, I thought that might be a good job if they had all came down there and tried to converge on top of Doublelift and Jrizzy, but instead they just kind of backed off. They're going to continue doing their own thing, farming, etc. Looks like he will be kind of hanging out here in the bush, waiting for them to push up, but it doesn't look like Doublelift is going to do that because Miley's pushing out on his own there. Let's see, this could be bad. Doublelift is getting a little bit aggressive. Hui is still waiting around, but Miley is so low right now, he's just going to get completely taken out. Luckily, he gets ulted by his teammate there. That is going to save him for just a bit, but Crixusz is already back up here, and Danny Judy is there as well, so they waited around a little bit too long to make any plays. Hui going to go down from Jrizzy. Nice job on his Q there. Support damage for the win, and Lanfear coming in trying to make some plays. Crixusz goes down, so that's support for support, and Doublelift picks up the kill on that one without really any trouble at all. That is one part of playing as Ezreal. You can really make those long-range plays without a lot of trouble. Looks like they're actually chatting about something there. CLG would win every tournament. And I have no idea what he said that, because that is the only all-chat thing I've really seen, other than the Nunu saying, why? So maybe he meant to say that in team chat, I'm not sure. Doublelift picking up another kill. What the heck just happened? I don't even know. Actually, let's just back up. I'm actually very curious to see what happened. Looks like Doublelift doing a little bit of poke on the turret. Miley gets very brave, comes in and he's like, oh, you just took a lot of turret damage. And my god, look at that outplay! Doublelift actually blinks over to attack him, and to avoid taking any kind of skill shot damage, he flashes to the other side. And I don't know if it was necessary. I don't think the Graves even had a chance to really attack again. Hell, I want to see that again in slow-mo. Hang on. That was kind of hilarious. Hang on. Gotta watch that. Okay. So he like blinks over with his E, and then he flashes. So did Miley actually get any of his skill shots off? So he blinks over, and then Miley, confused and dazed, is unable to respond and promptly dies. Yeah, that's funny. Okay, let's speed up a little bit here. We can go back to where we were at. All right, anyways. Very funny play by Doublelift, just making sure that he gets that kill without any trouble. It would have actually been a lot cooler if he had actually forced the Graves to miss a skill shot. That would have been even about 100% more baller. But either way, it was funny to watch. Onebadbrad being a huge threat up top here. He's got that double buff. He does have a Last Whisper and his Bloodthirsty, so he didn't actually go for the Phage. I've done this build before. I've gone for Last Whisper a lot of times on Jayce, but I usually do have a Phage as well, just for that extra tankiness. But you know, it doesn't. It's not exactly a terrible bit. Wow, he doesn't even have his boots yet, so he was just straight up going for damage all the way. Interesting decision. It's not necessarily not working out for him. He does have several kills, but I feel like at least boots would be a smart decision on him. At least some boots. So wow, that ultimate almost taking down Lanfear, but not quite enough damage in order to make it happen. Let's see if not having boots is going to be a problem for Badbrad. It's going to be a little bit harder for him to close in onto targets or to run away, but perhaps he doesn't care about that because he's going to go full man mode, no running at all. And with all 5 of them here, that is going to most likely be an easy inhibitor, as I don't really see them being able to stop that. Now that they are so far behind, they waited way too long to really group up into a team fight. I feel like Red Team had the strong team fight advantage if they had decided to actually group up and make some plays, but instead they just allowed Blue to really have so many skirmishes around the map and just get so strong that now they actually have the team fight advantage. And Crixusz being kind of crazy here, backing off in a very scary position, but he will be fine as they did not notice that. And now with DURRHURRDERP being out by himself, with all 5 of them farming down that mid turret, that kind of puts himself in a bad position. And Doublelift is able to do quite a bit of damage, but nice ultimate from Jrizzy there might actually allow him to survive for a little bit longer. He could actually pick up the kill. He does kill Shen. And a situation where it didn't look like he was going to be able to. Danny Judy going to go down now. So not really the best skirmish, as that's going to be a 1 for 3, as Jrizzy will probably get picked up here. Hui's got that move speed that you just can't get away from, now being completely slowed, and Lanfear grabs 2 kills in that exchange. That's going to allow him to be a little bit stronger. And nice job. Onebadbrad actually stopping Hui from backing out. Crixusz is going to keep him slowed down with the snowball, and that's going to be another kill. So that's actually not too bad. That turns it into a 3 for 2. And so with Lanfear actually caught here, that could actually be a 3 for 3, as Badbrad is doing so much burst, as you can see. And Spot Shot could possibly go down, but I don't know, Shen coming in with his ulti. That's going to be an ulti down, not a kill in exchange for that, but either way, that's I'd say that worked out pretty well. So wow, if Spot Shot doesn't get out of there, he could be taken down from that QE poke. And let's see if Badbrad actually is able to. Okay, I thought he was going to continue running in there and try and shoot off one more. Doesn't look like he's going to get in range for that, but he will be shoving down these creeps so that they can take out this turret quite quickly as soon as the next wave comes in. Finally, he does have his Merc Treads built up, so if he gets taunted, it's not going to be too bad. He's got that Phage as well, a little bit late in the game, but either way, it is going to be effective now at this point. And he will be taking down the turret. Jumping now onto Hui, using that snowball to slow him down. Will he be able to take out Crixusz in the meantime? Does he have enough damage before Jayce can destroy him? I think with the help of his team, that's going to be enough. Crixusz does fall, but so does their jungler. So 1-for-1 trade, but the turret goes down, so pretty much worth it as far as a trade is concerned. But now with the rest of their team in here pushing in, they should be able to clean up yet another turret, unless there is wow, look at all that damage coming in. Looks like Judy wants to make big plays here, probably a little bit too greedy, as he will go down to Miley's ultimate. They do grab the turret though, so once again you can be arguing that it was a fair trade, although I don't think Judy had to do that dive to make that turret play happen. Either way, this is solo queue. I feel like a lot of times when you're ahead, people like to just kind of jump in and do crazy things to feel good about themselves. I know I do. It's definitely fun to jump in there and feel overpowered and kill people past their turrets and not allow them to really do anything about it. In that case, though, he didn't really make anything happen. So we're at the point where we've got an inhibitor down. They're going to be waiting for that thing to respawn. An open inhibitor on top, and blue team's doing quite well. They are at about 6,000 gold lead, and now going to be starting on that Baron. Crixusz is taking quite a lot of damage, trying to trade off the damage, so the Doublelift will take that, as he does have his lifesteal from both his, well, basically just his Bloodthirster, but that's going to be enough damage to take out the Baron, and it looks like everyone on their team does have that. They're going to back off, heal up, buy some items, and be prepared for the next fight. So I'm curious to see if they can actually get a good team fight going on here. I haven't really seen an actual 5-on-5 team fight, and it's 27 minutes in. It's been mostly small skirmishes, with blue team obviously coming out on top because they have the stronger team fight presence. And Jayce is playing quite well. He hasn't been caught in any bad situations for the most part, and really Jayce excels in these little small skirmishes. For any of you guys who play 3v3, which is not very many of you at all, I'm sure, you'll know that Jayce is a baller in threes because, like I said, he's strong in those small skirmishes. He is a little bit weaker in team fight situations where he's forced to just sit back and poke his QE, but here comes the full-on engage. They know this is their final stand. They need to make something happen, and they're doing so well right now. They've actually taken down 2 people, and let's see if they can turn it around and make a play. Wow, what a nice QE. Even while exhausted, Badbrad is able to pick up a kill there onto miley, and now the rest of them are quite low. There's 2 more kills. Doublelift able to pick it up there. Double kill for him, and as well for Ezreal. That's 4 people down, and that is probably going to be GG with the super creeps coming in here and the inhibitor falling once again. That's going to be pretty much it. I don't think Spot Shot can defend this, and that's going to be a good game. So hopefully you guys like this shoutcast of my match that I watched here of solo queue with Doublelift on Ezreal. I have to say, MVP, it's hard to say, but it looks like Doublelift definitely carried that one, but the rest of them did very well. I mean, I have to say the mid, top, and bottom all carried equally well in their respective situations. And, you know, Zyra did quite well on the enemy team. It's just that overall they didn't group up enough, so I feel like that was overall their downfall, seeing as how blue team had, like I said, the stronger skirmishing team, stronger 1v1 champions all around, and that's really all it came down to. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Please give me that like if you enjoyed watching. If you didn't like it, make sure you put a comment down below. Let me know what I can do to improve, and I'll see you around for the next one. This is Cold with Cheese. Peace out.